Yo, what's up guys? Got another video for you. Remember I told you guys that I was putting CO2 inside of the room, so we end up ordering one of the AC Infinity CO2 controllers. This is my first time getting one of these here, so let's go ahead and unbox it. Alright, it comes with product descriptions. What else? It comes with the CO controller manual, and here is the CO controller itself. Yes. All right, so let's go ahead and get this out of there. Okay, this is what it comes with: the controller, the outlets, plug, and I believe this here is like what the CO2 monitoring system. So what we're going to do is we're going to install this here on the wall, and we're going to hook the CO2 up on there as well. So let's go ahead and get this here done, guys. All right, guys, so we have this all hooked up, and this is the AC Infinity CO2 monitoring system. So I have the cable ran across top, and it's going off into the beautiful garden right there. We're going to show that in just a minute. And we have the CO2 tanks here, and here is the regulator. So let's go ahead and install the regulator. Okay, you have to make sure that you have this white grommet off in there. Okay, so put that off in there like that. And let's tighten this up, make sure I am going the right way. All right. All right, let's tighten that up. All right. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna spray and make sure everything is okay off of there. All right, great. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the hose and we're going to run it right up on top. It has a fan, this inline fan right here, and we're gonna let this fan blow it all over the canopy. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So let's go ahead and hook this up there. Okay. Put that in there like that. And there we go. The next thing to do is to plug this up in plug number 1. And we're gonna come over here, and we see that number 1 and number 2 is off. So let's see if I know how to do this. All right, so that's number 2, number 1. I guess, now it just turned on, and I already believe that I have it already preset to where I need it to go. So what we're gonna do, since this is on already, let's turn this on. We have that wide open. Okay, that's it. So we have it on full blast, and you can see that the CO2 is starting to increase. Well, it will, but that's how you hook it up. So we're gonna come back in the next few minutes, because this is a pretty large area, and the CO2 meter is right here. So we're gonna look at that in just a few, but hey, check it out guys, what it looks like for the end of week 5, approaching week 6. Things are looking good, right? I like it. Everything down here, because it's far from the light, everything is green, looks nice, uniformed. But then when we get to this one here, because it's so tall, I know that when you look at it, whew, it looks horrible. But I believe that this is all due to light stress right here, and all of this necrotic crap. I honestly believe it's light stress, because it's nothing else, because these here are perfectly fine, and all of those are like that. But then when I come up on this side over here, and the ones that it's not close to the light doesn't have all of that light purple up on it. And I know that it's not a form of magnesium deficiency because I've been giving it that. It is due to the intensity of that light and how low that the light is towards it. That's my honest opinion about this here, okay? It could be other things, you know, but give me you guys' thoughts and let me know. But everything's fine here, but up there, no. But like I said, I understand why they gave it away for free. When you buy the seeds and stuff like that, this will never be grown again. And I understand why. It is not resilient at all. I mean, whew. But I'm very sure it's gonna be some good quality smoke. You know, I see a lot of red hairs and stuff like that off in there. You know, things do look pretty good. It doesn't smell off in here because the humidity is very low. So we are increasing the humidity because we just added the CO2 to that. Yeah, but everything is looking good, man. Things is gonna start swelling up. We're gonna check out this side over here. Oh yeah. I mean, it is what it is, guys. You seen that I tried my ultimate best to keep this canopy at an even state, but once it turned to flower, this here monstrosity, it just went haywire. So I'm not gonna turn down the lights because you know, these, I'm gonna wash all of this here. I'm gonna bubble wash this here stuff right here because to me, this is not matter. All of this down here is what really truly matters to me. So I don't wanna mess with anything and just keep everything going like the way how it is. We are, like I said, once again, approaching week 6. This is the end of week 5 and everything is looking alive off in here, baby. Yeah, so we just coming off in here and we're just watching everything and making sure that everything is right. This here has been my parts per million. We are not in the 700s. We're starting to taper down a little bit and we're gonna get down to somewhere around the 580s when it comes to the last week or two of flower, because we're not gonna be feeding it strong, but we will be giving it a little bit more sugars and a lot more phosphorus, which is PK, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. All right, let's check and see the CO2. All right, it is increasing. So it's at 730 right now. So we're gonna let it increase up to about 1500 parts per million. And then it's gonna level off and shut down off of that. And what we want to do is make sure that we're not exhausting any of the air coming from out of the room. So we just turned the exhaust fan off too, because what is the point of you're putting in CO2 and you exhausting all of the CO2 from out of the room itself? And the plant needs 3 major things. It needs carbon dioxide, it needs sunlight, and it needs water. Okay, so now that we are giving it all 3 elements, we're expecting these things here to grow significantly a lot larger within the next week or so. Okay, so that's why I added the CO2. What's normal outside is about 400 parts per million. Cannabis need 300 parts per million and above to actually survive. Right now, I've been running around about 400 to 450 parts per million. So now we're increasing over a longer period of time. We're going to increase the CO2 all the way up to about 1,000 to 1,400. And then at nighttime, when everything is starting to go to sleep, we're going to turn off the CO2 about an hour before the plants go into a sleep mode, so we can get the parts per million back down to its normal. And that's when we exhaust the room, all the CO2 from out of there. And then 15 minutes before the light come on, we turn off the exhaust fans and we let the CO2 gradually build up over the next course of 30-40 minutes or so, something like that. But that's the purpose of us adding the CO2. Like I said, things are looking good, things are sugary. Can't quite smell it unless if I'm direct up on it. But if the humidity increases off in here, oh yeah, it's gonna be funky. Right now it's pretty cool outside, so the temperatures is 66 degrees in here and the humidity is 60. So we're gonna let the humidity get up a little bit more, somewhere around 65. and that's going to be perfect for the CO2 for the plants to intake that CO2 as well. All right, guys, man, I appreciate y'all coming through, checking out the video. Like I said, video is sponsored by Spiderformer. These are the Spiderformer SE7000, and this here is the AC Infinity CO2 controller. Go up on AC Infinity and get you one, man. If you are wanting to use CO2, they have different ones. I will be updating that one there as well, which I just got that one. But man, I appreciate y'all coming through. Check out some of the links that is in the description below. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a dang day.